Go.
Hello there, humans. It is I, Jay. I have returned from my home okay, we're not going to do that again this week.
I have returned.
I have returned to help my friends review a space anime. Okay, this is probably getting a bit
Rejoice!
awkward. Rejoice, humans!
Rejoice, humans!
For I have descended upon you with a space opera anime, totally not because of any other reason related to my heritage, but we are going to be talking about Crest of the Stars. You know, my alien heritage.
Oh, yes. I thought you were talking about your other heritage. And I was like, how does that have to do with any of this?
Jay's headphones are the color of his true skin.
Green.
Maybe that's on purpose, and they're not actually headphones.
Those are your ears?
So this was Jay's pick, Crest of the Stars.
So this was my pick,
Stars.
Crest of the Stars. You know how we do reviews. We talk about the OP, the ED, score, soundtrack, everything like that. And then we will give you basically, do we think we would recommend it, who we would recommend it to, and then we'll give you a spoiler warning. That is your time to go watch the show or not, depending on if you want to or not. And then come back and listen to us talk some spoilers. That means plot and world building, characters, best boy, best girl, and then our ending thoughts and what character this anime would be.
Yes, but we're adding a new thing to this review, which I think we'll move forward with. I think we should predict what our co-hosts think of the show before we start a review.
Ooh, that could be spicy.
That is a good call.
Could be spicy. Cole. So I will heroically volunteer my thoughts first.
That's good, because I was going to volunteer you anyway.
Okay.
Perfect. Michael?
Hi.
I think you thought the show was slow and boring.
I'm hiding my reaction to your words.
Jay? I think you're fixated on Lafiel, and that's
all he
That's
needs.
it?
Basically all I'm going to say about that.
Jay?
Mike, what are your predictions?
Okay,
Yeah.
Mike, I think you thought that it was slow and boring, but the space was cool. And Cole, you adored the world building and everything surrounding it.
Are we really predictable?
Interesting
I
thoughts.
think that Cole loves how retro how vintage looking the sci-fi is, because it's got that classic sci-fi with I don't know, just looks very old and retro, and he Jay, everything Jay said was true.
Yeah.
And then I think Jay just loves Lafiel a lot. And just the reason why he got us to watch this anime, and why he, instead of the other shows that are basically this anime but have big robots, this is just literally Gundam, except instead of Gundam, you get space elves.
Girls. Imagine a future where we choose to become space elves.
Yeah.
That's basically the show.
That's the show.
Well, let's get started with this how we would normally start with it, with the OPs and the EDs. And boy, this show has an OP.
It has an OP.
Right.
I had one thought of this OP.
Go ahead.
So, when I was first listening to the OP, I don't know why this came to my mind, but the song sounded like a terrible ripoff of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. I got strong early Carl Sagan Cosmos vibes from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said vintage sci-fi. It reminded me of just the whole show kind of reminded me of Star Trek at times, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it did. The intro itself, when I first saw it, this is not your typical anime intro.
No.
This is not your typical anime OP. But it really grew on me in the sense that it really solidifies the tone that they're going for. It's very space opera.
Yeah.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
Which is what I'll say about it. It's very opening credits to a space
movie.
Opera movie.
Yeah, you
It's
get
not-
from Star Wars or something.
Yeah, it's not an action-packed cool pop song. It's very orchestral images.
Orchestral.
Orchestral, thank you.
Yeah.
And then space images and stuff. It's unique, and it grew on me as the series progressed. I didn't skip it. ever.
I'll agree with you. I honestly, the first time I watched it, I was like, what is this? And then like the more you watch it and the more you dive into the show, like the deeper you get, the more it fits. And it kind of is. It's a good song too. It's just not. It's not an OP song. Like this isn't making on anyone's playlist.
No.
No, this is very score-ish.
But like you said, it
score.
fits the tone and it kind of sets your expectation for the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But you're not watching this one on YouTube.
Yeah.
No.
That's for sure.
There's not much to see.
There's no.
Let me just close that YouTube tab real quick.
It's honestly,
I doubt it.
It's more of a traditional like Western OP, honestly, more than anything.
Yeah.
It kind of is just like credits, opening credits.
Yeah. And spoilers, I guess, for how I thought of the show. When I watched season 2, it's the same thing. It's literally the same song with higher quality pictures.
I mean, it is a newer show, so that's fair.
They had more budget for pictures,
I guess,
for the slideshow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a some guy goes up to the director. Look, the novel's selling better. You have more money.
Yeah.
What do you want?
You have $30 more.
Up-res those pictures.
Yeah. Can we get nicer pictures?
It reminded me of X-Files opening, by the way. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of too.
Yeah, just images over like a song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And not like a typical anime song.
How about the ED?
The ED was a bit more traditional, I'd say.
Yeah. It's the same thing as the opening, but like it fits is usually what EDs are.
Yeah, it was more about like the two leads, because it would go back and forth playing like different pictures of Lafiel and Jinto's childhoods.
I liked that. It was like you're getting like to look through like their old Polaroids like in the family book. You know what I mean?
Michael, I'm sorry. I think you mean to say space Polaroids?
Sorry. No, because like everything else in this show, it has a bizarre name that they never explain. It'd be like, not Polaroids, it'd be like Plumtars, and then they just move on.
This show's world building is so cool.
I knew it!
They built a whole language for this show.
It's so cool.
Okay,
when was the last time? Okay, we'll get into that later.
Sorry. But yes, you're right. It would be called something else. Like
they'd never tell you that's what it was. They're just like when they're.
But you know what? Show me, don't tell me. Just you figure it out by context.
Yeah, exactly. You know what they're saying. But yeah, the ED was cool. I liked it. It was like you're getting to look through like their childhood pictures. I think they must be illustrations from either the concept art or from the novels, because they look a little different than the anime.
The novels don't have any pictures outside of the covers.
So it's got to be concept art then.
So I think it's concept art.
Jay, welcome to the world of not light novels.
No, they're still called light novels.
They are still called light novels, but Cole, I've read the Monogatari series that has no pictures.
Are they really?
You?
Like,
yeah, they're light novels.
They're
Legends
still light
big
novels.
book.
Legends of the Galactic Heroes aren't light novels. They're just novels.
No, they are novels. You're right, Cole. You are right, because it's not on any list.
They're
the
just
novels aren't on any list.
And if they're not on any list, then they're not light novels, Michael.
Okay, I just saw they were called novels. But anyway,
I want to get the novels.
Yeah, they're really
honestly,
nice.
It looks
very nice.
Gorgeous. I own Crest of the Stars. Banner of the Stars is a different series. That's the sequel. And it's all one book, and it's hardcover and gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, Mike, put a picture on screen for the people watching on YouTube.
I already did.
Thank you.
Since we're talking about visuals and stuff,
my birthday's coming up, by the way.
Let's go into the formal visual section.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah, in terms of visuals, as Michael said, I really like the retro style of it. When Jay recommended this one, I'm like, okay, cool. We're doing like an 80s like sci-fi anime, very like Robotech. And then I looked it up, and it was made in 99.
Yeah,
I know. It looks older than it is.
It looks super old. And then I think of like Sailor Moon or like Cardcaptor Sakura that came out like a few years before these. And yeah, this one just, I don't know if it was like a specific choice that they made or if it was because it was Sunrise, but the show has a very retro look to it, a very like late 80s OVA look to it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird actually. But I kind of like it though. It just, when you're watching it, it really feels old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it gives it that really, really deep retro vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There were some scenes where like it was playing like the scene with like a star background kind of like transparent on top, and that was kind of jarring to me. This is speaking as someone who doesn't normally watch like retro or space opera anime. So like that was a bit jarring to me, but like I feel like if you're used to that kind of thing, then it's whatever.
I didn't really know what they were going for with that sometimes. I was like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah.
Like just having like the stars transparent superimposed on top of what's going on.
Like, I don't know if that was supposed to like imply depth to space or like.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
There's some weird visual choices in the show. Like the faces in all the characters kind of looked a little wonky a lot of the time too. They had those weird chin line things going on.
I thought that was so weird too. Like sometimes they did, and then like sometimes they didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why they look that way.
There was interesting character models that they were using, because sometimes the characters would be like, oh wow, like very like nice looking characters, and then like sometimes they'd be like, what the hell is that creature?
Yeah.
Even like the mains, like Lafiel or whatever.
And
Lafiel would sometimes look like a
creature
weird
out of the abyss.
potato.
Yeah, and like
with pointy ears.
It's
And
true,
then other
'cause-
times she'd be like, oh wow, beautiful.
she's so pretty.
Yeah.
yeah.
Elf girl.
Literally when I was watching it, Shazana pointed out the TV when like on one of the thumbnails, it was like the thumbnail for episode 13, and it's like she looks like a creature, and she's like, what's going on with their face? Why does she look like that? And then meanwhile you're watching this show and they're just everyone's telling you how beautiful she is, and you're like, that creature, what?
That
and then
thing?
she'll look beautiful for a bit, and you're like, oh, okay,
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, no,
get
wait,
it.
she is
She is
a literal thing
She is
from
a little
the lagoon.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
it's just janky, a little janky
Yeah.
at times,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's charming.
No, it really is. It has that retro vibe to it, for sure.
I thought actually for an older show, it was animated pretty well. Like I thought the actual animation in the show for the time is the key part here was pretty good actually.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with the animation itself. But again, I don't think that this show is carried by its animation. This is
No.
definitely a show that is reliant on stories and
the source material
and the whole like world that it's built. The animation isn't really, that's not something that you would weigh heavily towards. You would weigh heavily more towards the story aspect of it in this case,
Right.
because that's what they're aiming
I
at.
definitely agree with you, Cole.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
This show is it's carried by its characters for sure and the world building.
Yeah, it's two mains.
Yeah.
Oh
mainly.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's two mains. Yeah.
Sorry, I think we kind of skipped the sound and the voice acting.
We
kinda
did.
We went straight into visuals. But that's fine. We were going to talk about visuals.
We can do it in any order.
Yeah. One thing I will say about sound.
We're moving into sound now?
Unless you guys had something else to say about the.
I just wanted to basically say,
No,
we're
I'm
good.
good with sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Okay. The score in this is phenomenal.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
The score was really good. The music all fit everything really well. They did a good job of like theming it up. I love one thing I love, and I'm sure Cole definitely does too, because this is very like vintage sci-fi. Is like the horns that come with vintage sci-fi, like the and then
It's
like stuff
it's
happens.
very Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's very Star Wars. There was one theme specifically that I would hear and I would think, is this like a straight up rip off of a Star Wars theme? And then they would.
Shazana actually said, she's like, what is it, the Star Wars music? Because like it's the one where it's like that, like almost like the, I want to say like Tatooine theme, but it's not.
The theme that I'm
one,
thinking
right?
of. No, well, maybe we could be talking about the same thing, but the theme that I'm thinking of specifically is kind of the action theme. It sounded like in A New Hope when the TIE fighters were attacking the Millennium Falcon after they get out of the Death Star. But then it would do like the same phrasing for like 2 bars, and then it would change.
Yeah. I'm thinking whoever did the score for this show probably cribbed from Star Wars.
Oh, how could you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you not? But I mean, John Williams cribbed from.
Yeah, that's
other
how it
stuff,
works.
too. That's how
it's
it
not
works.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing.
Yeah. The sound, very good. You know what's not very good, though?
Oh, here we go. Michael, dub or sub?
I tried. Okay, so here's what happened. I downloaded the dub because I was like, I'll try the dub. I'm sure it's bad because it's like an old anime.
Yep.
Because old dubs are a different class from new dubs. You people who watch new dubs and say they're bad, you don't even know.
You don't even know what Michael's been through.
Watch Crest of the Stars and dub. Then complain about the Rent-A-Girlfriend dub. I challenge you. When you've listened, this show's dub is absolutely horrible. Like, I honestly think everyone should have to listen to it just to like know how gifted they are with new dubs. Because like the characters all sound like they're reading like literally they script. No. Like of course they're reading from a script, but they literally sounds like they just like it's the first time they're seeing
Like
the script.
they just got the script and they're
like
doing their first read.
They just gave it to them. Like they're like, all right, here's your lines, and they're like,
right.
they threw it to them. They're like, you're on 3, 2, 1. And then
So like
There's
do a lot of the sentences or lines have like a ton of question mark inflections to make sure like, did I get that right?
no, not really.
So,
It's
like,
just there's
we need to get to the ship now before it leaves.
yeah. There's a lot of like something that they used to do a lot of where they made sure that how they delivered the line fit the mouth flaps perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll be talking and then they'll have weird pauses just to make sure it fits the mouth flaps. And it's like, yeah, you just say the line. And then that's one thing that I noticed with the sub, actually, because after one episode of the dub, I switched to this. I watched 2 episodes, actually, of the dub, because I downloaded it on my phone, and
Because you're a masochist.
I was held hostage by it, because I couldn't download more at work. Then I switched over to the sub, and I was kind of actually a little put off. I don't know if you guys noticed this, or if it was just by Crunchyroll acting weird, but did you notice that lips would move, and then the line would come like half a beat late?
Yeah.
With a sub?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird. It was like throughout the entire thing, and I thought it was just maybe my phone, and then I watched it on my TV, and I'm like, oh no, it's still doing that.
I don't know if it was like because they were supposed to be speaking a different language or what. Like, yeah, it felt like it was
a beat late.
It felt like it was a dub of like a show that would maybe it was an artistic choice. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I'm
as
guessing
if the
not.
show was
Supposed
as if the
to
show
be
was
all
originally
in Baronia?
and then they re-recorded it in Japanese and then re-recorded it in very bad English.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange.
Japanese.
I don't know. I think it was all in Japanese. I think it was just an editing.
No, it wasn't all in
issue.
Japanese. Because the
'cause
opening bit is its own
Oh
language.
yeah, no, I mean like the lip flap part.
I will say
Yeah.
one thing that just popped into my head in like episode 1 or 2, the intro itself and like the start of the show, they kind of establish that they're speaking a different language. They're speaking Baron or whatever it's called.
Baronia.
Yeah, but one of the characters is
Nice one, Jay.
speaking. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
thank
nice.
you for Jay. I'm thanking Michael for Jay. One of the characters is speaking in English, and this is Jay. Did you pick up on that?
Yes, Kay. When
It's one
I
of the
first,
best English in
it was
anime I've
so
ever heard.
good.
It was very good.
Like I literally had to check. I was like, did I accidentally start watching the dub?
No, it was really good.
It was phenomenal.
I must have missed that because I don't remember that at all. It must have been in episode 2.
I think
Episode
that was
one.
it was
It was
one
like
of the
the
first
very
2
beginning.
episodes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I might have to go back and watch that.
It was when everybody was still speaking in the language in Baronia or whatever, and then one of the like enemy characters was speaking in English, which I thought was interesting. It was kind of establishing the different languages that were spoken by all of the different factions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna learn this language, guys. I don't know.
No, you're
Kate,
not.
No,
actually, I looked. Cole, I looked at the wiki because I was like, there has to be a way to learn this language, and like, there actually is a phonetic translation for each.
I'm sure
for
each
each character.
Klingon is its
Like,
own language.
Yeah,
of
like
course
it's
there
so
is.
cool.
Yeah.
So honestly, if you're gonna learn it, well, we learn it together.
I'm not learning it.
We're not learning it.
Have fun, nerds.
We're not gonna learn this one.
Shall we move? Does anyone have any more thoughts on sound and voice acting? I thought all the Japanese voice actors were pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
nothing
retro,
standouts or anything.
it's retro anime, so like sometimes I feel like the acting itself in it is a little forced.
Yeah.
But I get that a lot with older anime.
I'm gonna connect the two topics right now.
Yeah.
From earlier. So I was watching earlier today, and I was looking at the credits when the ED was playing, and one of the names came up, and I was like, that sounds familiar. So I Googled it,
Oh God.
and the
No.
voice actor
Oh,
who
no.
plays one of these characters is Pikachu.
Really?
What?
Yeah, Pikachu was
Oh.
in this anime.
Awesome.
There was one voice actor who's like still a pretty prominent voice actor. The one of the Barons.
Oh, Dio was also in this anime.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
that's
the
awesome.
Baron from
Oh.
like episode 2 or 3 or something like that was Dio.
Yes, and the old guy voice actor is the old guy voice actor that's in every anime that has an old guy in it. I forget his name right now, but it's him.
But again, it struck me as odd because this looks like such an old anime. Meanwhile, we still had like that bleed through from like a little bit of modern day
This
anime
came
voice
out
acting.
the same time as Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
after Evangelion.
Yeah.
Evangelion came out in like 96. This came out in 99.
I thought Evangelion was 99.
No, I think it's mid 90s.
Oh, maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe.
But yeah, this came out same time as Pokemon
Maybe you're
too.
crazy. Yeah, it came, like Pokemon. But Pokemon even came out before this. This came out in 99.
This
Pokemon
is
started in like...
This is post Yu Yu Hakusho.
This is post
Yes.
Malone.
This is like years after Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho was 92.
Yeah.
92.
It's got to be a stylistic choice, right?
Yeah.
Like it has to be. It's got to be harkening
think
back
so,
to
yeah.
like
Early
Space Fortress
Gundam.
Macross or something. Or yeah, like 80s Gundam, like Zeta or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of already in the spoiler-free thoughts. You guys have anything else you want to say before we kind of recommend it to people?
Let me just say, if you're a fan of world building, you're gonna like this one. It's a good show.
It is a very good show. It is a good
I
show.
like this show. It is slow. It is definitely a slow burn, but like once it drags you in, once it drags you under the water, you're happy to be under the water. It really like the first 2 episodes, yeah, slow, and then like as it progresses and it unfolds itself, it's like, oh wow, this is like a very deep
interconnected world.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And the fact that the good guys are kind of the bad guys is interesting
Yeah,
to me.
I thought that was so interesting too, because like it never feels like, okay, it's black and white, but there was like some gray area in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the main faction that our heroes are a part of is like the evil empire.
Yeah.
I thought that was one thing that Cole would really like about this show, because famously, like when you watch Star Wars, you are an Empire boy, right? And on this side, in this one, you are, and honestly, there's a lot of parallels between the Empire and this Empire.
Yeah.
They're kind of the same, honestly.
Yeah,
And
they're kind of fascistic a little bit, and
yeah, they want everything to be under their one command, and they want to rule over everything with their like military might and stuff. And I thought you'd really like that. Plus, they got cool uniforms, which is again, yeah, something that Cole always likes, a cool uniform.
cool imperial uniform. Yeah.
Watch the next
Where was I going with this?
convention comes around. He's cosplaying as
I
an
can see
Av
it.
soldier.
I could see
I don't know.
it.
It's just a cool take on
Yeah.
space opera.
Yeah,
Something that you don't usually see. Like
it's cool to see a show where it's set from people who are kind of they're the protagonists, but they're kind of the bad guys when you really like step back and like do
Look at it.
the tally.
Yeah.
the faction is the bad. Like
The faction is
The faction is the bad
I wouldn't
guys.
say
Our main
Lafiel
characters-
and Jinto are bad.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I thought that it was really cool. Like they're in that hotel room, and then there's like that news thing playing. And they're like,
Yeah, no spoilers, Jay. Stop it.
we'll talk. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Who would you recommend this to? Assuming you guys don't have any other spoiler-free thoughts.
No,
I'd recommend this to Cole. And people like Cole.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd recommend this to people who love world building, like slow burn stories that like they're not like, you know, blitzing through, but they
Yeah.
take their time to establish everything. If you like classic retro anime or sci-fi and things like that,
Yeah.
I think Mike summed
definitely.
it up. If Cole likes it, if you like what Cole likes, you'll like it.
If you like slow burns that are like very methodical and everything like really is clearly very well thought out and the world building is like elite level, and if you like things like vintage Star Trek and Doctor Who and like what's the other old sci-fi series?
Star Wars?
Not Star Wars. No, this
No,
is not
if-
for Star Wars fans.
No, I'd say
No.
I'll let you finish your thought.
No, Star Wars is like an action movie set in space. It's like and this is like full hard sci-fi. This is hard sci-fi. If you like
I'll let you
dry
finish.
as sci-fi, this is for you. I think I'm done. I don't know.
Or if you like things like Gundam and things like that.
No,
If you like old
Gundam's-
school Gundam, if you
Yeah.
like some of that drier Gundam stuff.
Yeah.
Or
really,
things
really-
like Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Yes, that's the elephant in the room. If
Yeah.
you like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, this is
Probably for you.
probably for you. I don't know if it's a step forward or a step back or a parallel stealth.
Step to the side, probably.
this one is the definition of space opera. This is a fairy tale in space. We have space elves.
Let's go, space elves!
It like you said, it is the most space opera I've ever seen a space opera be.
And that's why I would say if you like Star Wars, you might like it, because Star Wars is the quintessential space opera.
I just think if you like, for me, I like the action of Star Wars.
That's
and
the
like
thing.
the dramaticness, and it's very like dripping in character.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a little drier. Like, you have to
this
like the
isn't
drier
quite-
stuff.
This, not to... Technically, this isn't sci-fi. This is a space opera.
Yeah.
But it's paced like a sci-fi.
Yes.
It's a lot of like mumbo jumbo, like none of this is real. Like Star Trek tries to be as real as it can. This leans more towards the Star Wars side, where it's very
Science fantasy.
fairy tales.
Yeah.
But yeah, Legend of the Galactic Heroes would obviously be the main parallel between these two.
Yeah.
In terms of like, it's a political
drama,
war,
space opera thing. Yeah.
And Gundam's an apt one too, because it just feels like a Gundam show too, because it's animated by the same people, probably the same exact people who just finished doing Gundam Wing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So-
that too. Yeah, it's, if you like that older Gundam, original series Gundam, or like Zeta or Double Zeta or something like that.
If you like anime that Cole likes and that kind of thing,
If you identify as Cole, you like this anime.
If you're in the Cole camp, you're gonna like this one.
Legitimately, the reason I suggested this show is because I wanted Cole to watch it.
Yeah, this is your way of forcing Cole to finally
This was my
watch
way
it.
of forcing Cole to watch Crest of the Stars. And was I right, Cole? We'll find out.
In the
Well,
spoilers?
I mean,
In the spoilers?
spoiler-free thoughts. I think I've already said I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So successful is what you're saying.